It's alive! So I have resuscitated the Rega P2, planer 2 from roughly 2005. So this came to me, the arm was like way out here. Cueing mechanism didn't work. The stylus was, instead of being like this, it was like this, way off. And I don't think Viagra was going to help it. And it's actually had a decent grado on it. The belt, the drive belt, was stiff and in crappy condition, and had a lot of play in it. So I took it apart. I ordered a new cueing mechanism, which was not expensive, and these are really easy to work on. Very well designed for what they are. Now, I looked up the new planer 2s. This is 2005, and then they stopped making them for a while. And the new ones seem to be a giant step up from this. This is a very lightweight unit. It has 3 feet, which seems to be a Rega thing. If you're looking for a used turntable in this price range, 100, 200 bucks, I would definitely go for one of these older planars. You can clean them up really easily. They're easy to work on yourself if you're a tinkerer. There's like nothing underneath. The tone arm is the tone arm has a nut that goes down through the bottom that the wiring harness goes through for the stylus, and it's got a giant nut that sits on top of it that you hand tighten it and then tighten it just a little bit more with pliers, and that's going to hold it in place. You don't want to over tighten it, and that gives you access to everything. You take that off to change the cueing mechanism, which I did. If you want to get into changing the wiring, there's really no reason for that unless somebody screwed up something. When I got this red wire here had been pulled through. Now there's a rubber bushing at the end of the tone arm here where the wires come through, and that one had been pulled through and was a bare wire. I just put on some liquid electrical tape that I happened to have in red, so it kind of matched, and that took care of any problem that I had with it as far as being out in the open. There was also on one of the cables going out to the preamp, there was an exposed wire, copper wire as well, and I took a little liquid electrical tape to that also. That took care of that problem. As far as the motor's perfect working condition. The bearing is fine in this. It's actually really easy to work on if you need to. I didn't need to on this. It's not that old. There are a million YouTube videos on the gear oil that you use in this, and you use like 3 drops. It's really easy to clean out with a Q-tip and some isopropyl alcohol. Just be careful when you're working on this that platter piece doesn't come out if you turn it upside down. I didn't actually have to turn it fully upside down when I was working on it. I just had it up on its side, and I had a little masking tape holding that platter piece in place. Okay, so here I am with my final thoughts on the Rega P2 circa 2005. Now again, I picked this up for very little money. It was sort of working. It needed a great deal of assistance. It was missing a dust cover. It had some wiring issues. It had a stylus with erectile dysfunction, you may recall. And the cueing mechanism was not working properly. And the platter mat was just absolutely filthy. Now this one I put on here it says Technics on one side, but it's nice felt, white felt on the other side. So we can put that on like that. It's one I had. I wasn't going to spend extra money on this. This is Going to go on eBay as an interesting comparison point with the project. I'm going to put them both up, start the bidding probably at $99 for each, and let's see which one goes for more. I expect the Rega will go for more, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, they both have Ortophone 2M Reds. Now, when I was originally going to take the Grado cartridge, and I did order a new stylus for that and replace that, but then I realized that the height and vertical tracking alignment didn't match the turntable. Ortophone does make their 2M line in a lower profile for the Rega turntables, which is very nice. And so I decided to go with the 2M Red. Now, the 2M Red is the low end of the 2M line. It's a little over $100, and for $100, it's a pretty good cartridge. It's a nice entry-level cartridge, and it's a good place to start. You're selling something with a 2M Red to someone who is probably going to be changing it up. Now, the easy way to change this up, you can easily go to the 2M Blue, as the stylus will pull off, and you can put a 2M Blue right onto the cartridge housing because they use the same one. So that's an easy upgrade if somebody wanted to make that upgrade. But Rega offers its own line of cartridges as well, and I'm not familiar with them. I've never used them. They have a very good reputation, and their price points are, they pretty much vary too, like everybody else's, and you can buy the one that seems most suited to you, and it's a good way to upgrade the turntable. Doing a little research on the Regas, these are very, very easy to work on, and there are a lot of upgrades available out there. You can upgrade the turntable piece that's plastic underneath the platter. You can upgrade, I did see one that had a vertical tracking angle piece that is adjustable. You can also, where is it here? I was originally going to put this shim in and stick with the Grado that was on there, but I decided not to. I decided that I was going to sell this one, and I didn't want to have this on there so that the person getting it can make whatever changes or adjustments they want or not want to do. So I'm going to leave that up to the other person, whoever ends up with the turntable. Now, as far as quality of sound, because that's what it really comes down to in the end, comparing this with the Project. Now, the Project's a little bit newer, but it's also a bit less expensive, dollar for dollar, than the Rega is. And, I like the quality of the Rega better than the Project. I would say that the sound is a little bit fuller, not a lot, because a lot of the sound comes down to the cartridge. And with the same cartridge, I was able to compare them. But I would say the Rega sound was a little bit fuller, a little more even from bass to the high end, whereas I found the Project to be a little bit lacking in the mids, and maybe a little bit on the lower end, but particularly in the mids. I was listening to, if you look at that video, I was using And You and I from the Yes album, Close to the Edge, as a main point of comparison. And there are certain passages in there where there's just a lot going on, and in those passages I kind of noticed that some of the higher end stuff was coming out a lot stronger and leaving some of the mid stuff behind. And if some people will like that better, they might like that sound better. I don't. I like to hear the whole thing. So I found that the P2, for that reason, is a superior turntable. Now, how much of that is due to the tone arm design? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. The cartridges are the same. The plinth on this is lightweight. It's not, you expect an audiophile, quote unquote, turntable to be heavy. This is not. So if you're looking for a heavy turntable, this is not gonna do it for you. Now, I didn't compare this to the Denon sitting here, because right now on my Denon I've got a moving coil Denon 103, which is $500 cartridge compared to a $100 cartridge. It's a superior cartridge, requires a different preamp, and there's no comparison. So the Denon turntable with the moving coil is a superior product. And I can't really compare the two sounds. Just from what I remember, I would say that the Rega sound and the Denon sound with the 2M Red are similar. So looking at it from that perspective, I like the build of the Rega a little better, the use of it, but the reason that I bought the Denon still stands. The Denon plays 78s, and the Denon has the auto lift at the end, and those are two things that I definitely like. If I were looking to buy a turntable, brand new one now, I would still be looking at the Denon or something else that spins 78s, because I have some 78s and I want to be able to play them. I will be using my old Technics turntable as a companion deck to the Denon at some point, as soon as I get that one finished up. Requires a little more work than the Rega did, and it's a little more interesting project. Nice way of saying it. More interesting project than the Rega was. Rega was a lot easier to work on. So what it comes down to is maybe the opinion of eBay. How do we figure the value of something these days? Yeah, put it up on eBay. So I'm going on vacation in a few days, and when I get back, I'm going to put both of these decks on eBay. I'm going to put them up with a 1-year warranty, and I think I'm going to start the bidding at $99, and we'll see what they go for. And in the end, it will be the arbiters on eBay to bid and see what they feel this is worth. Now, I don't mind putting a 1-year warranty on this. I did upgrade the points that needed it, and I feel that I'm comfortable putting a 1-year warranty on each of these, and I will stand behind what I sell. And if there's a problem, somebody's paying a few $100 for something, I think that the seller should be willing to stand behind it. So I will. And if there's a problem, then they'll either get their money back or they'll get it fixed. So that's all I got for today. So I'm going to combine this with the other clips I've got on the Rega, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked this video, please hit like and subscribe, and let me know what your feelings are. Do you have a Rega turntable? What kind of cartridge do you have on it? What do you think of the Ortophone cartridges? Let me know what's going on in your mind with turntables, because there's a lot out there now, and the price points vary hugely. I mean, you could spend $150, you could spend $50 on it, and you could spend $500,000 on it. People buy turntables that are worth more than my house, which is a little scary. Okay, that's a lot scary. You can feed a small country for what some people spend on their audio equipment. Anyway, please hit like and subscribe. Remember, we're sharing this world with each other. Please treat each other with kindness. and listen to music. That's what it's all about. It's all about the music. Thank you very much.